Whether you're playing solo, duo, or even trio in Rust, you probably want a base design that's quick, cheap, and easy to put up. So I decided to construct a base with a defendable compound, a main loot area, a wide gap shooting floor, and a cozy roof, all for the price of less than 40 stone nodes. But for now, I'm just gonna show you guys the inside of the base, and later we can check out how to build it. Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome to the tour for the Stronghold. Now up this disconnectable external TC, as you can see 600 stone and 300 metal frags. Stepping out of here, we have the classic disconnectable with a roof. Almost every base on my channel has this now. Now inside the gatehouse, we get a peek off to the right and left sides to the outside, and one slight little window peek on the inside of the compound. And we have a very spacious compound, and we have 2 bedrooms on each side with nice little window peaks. Very defendable, but very simple and cheap at the same time. Now you can fit 4 large furnaces in the entire compound. Maybe you could fit another one right here, but I just did this for the ease of the mobility. And you got the classic turrets on top of the gatehouse with a barricade on top of that. And stepping in here, on this side, we have a battery spot inside the honeycomb, and you can fit bags, boxes, whatever you want, maybe beds. And then on the opposite side of the base, we have the main entrance. So stepping through this little gatehouse, we have an airlock into the main 1x3 starter shell, and we have everything you would ever need in this starter. As you can see, 4,000 metal frags and almost 6,000 stone. Taking this single jump up, we get a main loot kind of floor. And since this is for smaller groups, there's not as much box storage, but you have enough. You have a vending machine, a couple boxes here, and a lot of boxes over there. Now taking the triangle jump up, we get the main floor out to our shooting floor. So you can put beds, boxes, bags, whatever you want. You have a turret on 2 sides. As you can see, one here and one here, blocking the entire shooting floor. And you have crouch meta peaks right here on top of the boxes. Now we add a little wide gap angle here, peeking down into the compound, also with far out peaks. And if you don't know what this wall is down here, it's a half wall, low wall area. So it adds a layer of honeycomb to the outside of the base, but you can also peek down from the inside of your shooting floor. And then we take another single jump up to the main roof. So there's a half height peaks here, very good head glitches on either side. You can also place a windmill all the way up on either side like this. And you could also place half walls instead of low walls here, and place a turret inside of this. Roof is very, very defendable, very optional what to do with this. Now you have turrets on 2 sides. And other than that, let's just get right into the tutorial. Owl.gg, the #1 gambling site out right now. With game modes like Jackpot, Coin Flip, The Wheel, Slots, and their brand new game mode Blackjack, where you can win up to 3 times your bet with a gold card. If you use my code SECRET on the site, you'll get a free $1 to gamble with. They are also giving away $25,000 to one of you guys, so make sure to use my link in the description. Please be safe gambling, 18+. Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome to the tutorial for the Stronghold. First of all, you're going to want to place down a square like this and wall it in. Place a roof on this, and place a double door frame like this, and place a TC on the left side. You can do left or right side, doesn't really matter. And you can seal it off with a garage door or a double door for now. Now this is going to be your main loot room, and this is going to be your TC room, so place a shelf like this inside of it. And you can live out of this 1x1 for a little while. You can place 4 boxes on the floor, but for now, I'm going to expand out 2 squares. So go 1, 2. Place a single door in the middle, and then wall the rest in. Place a roof on the center triangle, and place a half floor and a floor, and then a double door frame. And expand up with 3 walls. Place this, and a roof, and then seal this off with a double door. This is going to be your entire starter expansion, and place a single door on the front. Now you have a nice little 1x3 starter, and you can fill this up with deployables or whatever you guys would like. I'm going to start by placing a 4-box loot room. You might need to rotate this wall. You can place a tier 2 in the center with a small box underneath it, and then you can place furnaces and workbenches or whatever you guys would like on the other sides. I like to put a ramp under here and put some more boxes like this. And then that's it for the starter. The first expansion, we're going to want to make out a triangle. Go to the left, put a wall to the right, and just create a little airlock like this with 2 single doors. Just to add an extra door for raid cost. Now keep this top floor exactly how it's going to be. And you can start by honeycombing the rest of the base. So start by placing this, placing a single door in here because this is later on going to be a battery spot. And fill that on with a roof, and you can put a single door, or if you don't have one, don't worry about it. Place more honeycomb on here. triangles on all sides. And just wall these in for now. Same thing over here. Wall that in. And then another side of honeycomb on here. Just triangles with roofs. And then last side on the TC side. Place walls all around. Now at this point, we're going to want to expand out to the wide gap, and then we can go up later on. Start by placing a triangle and going out 2 squares, 1, 2, and then capping this off with a triangle at the very end. Delete everything back and then place triangles like this in this exact order. Delete the remnants. Place frames like this towards the base, and then window. This should be a single door, and then window again, and put roofs on all of this. Now place a single door to seal the front off, and then windows to seal the side windows off. Place triangles like this, and now your entire wide gap airlock is completed. But we need to place an outer TC, or else this entire thing will decay. So to expand out, you're going to want to place 3 triangles like this, and then mirror that on the other side, 3 triangles like this. Delete these on the outer side towards the base. This is going to be your gatehouse, so do the same thing as you did with the entrance. Single door, 2 windows, a window to the left, and then a door to the right. And then seal these all off with single doors and windows. Now off the gatehouse, you're going to want to go 4 squares straight out, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 triangles like this. 1, 2, 3. Now leave this as wood or twig. This is just going to be your disconnectable part. And then place 2 half walls, a single door, and then wall the rest of these in and place roofs on top. Now for this corner, place a TC right here, and then a window on top of that, and seal it off with a single door. Now for the connection, place frames all across like this, and then they will connect like this. Now how to disconnect it, go through with a roof and place it like this, and that should eliminate this frame right here. Same thing, how to reconnect it, just place that, and that will reconnect it to your external TC. Now we're going to want to do this exact same thing on the exact opposite side. So come over here, triangle, 2 squares, and then we can place a triangle again to cap it off. Now go back with triangles like this in this exact order, just like I did on the other side. 2 frames, window on either side, and a single door in the center. And then windows, single door, and then seal these top parts off with a triangle. And then just like we done the other side, we're going to want to place 3 triangles like this, and then another 3 on the exact same side to create the gatehouse. Seal all this stuff off with the windows and single doors. And then last thing for this side, go out 4 squares like this. And then 3 triangles at the very end. Keep this one wood or twig. And then place 2 half walls, single door, and then wall the rest in and place roofs on the rest. Same thing right here, TC in the corner. Place a window over that, and then seal that off with a single door. And then same connection back, frames all the way, and disconnect it like this. Feel free to also upgrade these frames to metal so they don't get broken. Now for the compound bedroom, you're going to want to start by placing a square off to the right, a triangle, another square, and then a final triangle. Delete everything back, and then place a square like this, and delete the triangle right here. Place a square, and then a triangle back to the base, and delete the outer square like this. Now place triangles off to the right and left side, and then wall this in with windows and a double wall. Place a roof on that, and then you can seal these off with windows for now. I would also recommend placing a garage door on here, but also you could fit a single door. Put a wall on this side, and then a half-height shelf to create a nice little head glitch peak. Wall, half-height peak, and that will be your gatehouse. Make sure you have frames here so this does not decay, because this little gap right here does not connect this to this. So make sure to have like this, and then place a triangle in the center. You can also put chain link gates here or whatever you guys want just to add more mobility. And place whatever deployables you want inside of this bedroom. I just place lockers and beds. And that's going to be all. And we're going to mirror this on the exact opposite side. Same thing, do a square off the right, triangle, square, triangle, and then a square off this outer side and delete everything back. And then delete this triangle right here and go 2 squares back, the triangle at the end, and then delete this square right here. And do 2 triangles off to the right and left side. And wall, window, window, floor, and a double door frame. And then go inside here and place windows like this. Wall off to the right. Half height shelf on here. Wall, half height shelf. And then wall the roof off. And then, as I said, make sure to connect these with frames and a triangle above. Now, before we do the compound walls, we're going to want to make sure that this gatehouse connects to this external TC gatehouse. So start by placing 3 frames like this. And you can upgrade them to metal or whatever grade you would like. And that will be it. This will just make sure that this is connected to this because this has a gap in it, which means this isn't connected to the main TC. So yeah, mirror that on the exact opposite side, and you don't have to do metal if you don't have a lot of metal, but if you do, I recommend it highly. Same thing here. Upgrade all that, and this will all be connected, so nothing should decay on your base. And now we can do the barricades on top of the gatehouses. Start by placing half height frames all around, and then walling these on. A turret can go under here, but for now, we're not going to place that because I assume you guys don't have turrets at this point in the wipe. Place a frame off to the right and left side, and this front gatehouse can fit 2 barricades like this, very snug. Now we're going to want to go over to this bedroom and do the same thing. This one can also fit 2. Maybe make them all slightly angled to make more room. And delete the frames off you place them with. Same thing over here. Make sure it has a half floor shelf for the turret. And then a frame off to the left and right. And then 2 barricades can fit really nicely. And then on the last shelf right here, 2 more barricades like this. And now you can get out your compound walls and you can start placing the compound. Or if you don't have the compound walls, you can start expanding up into your base. Start by coming to this first bedroom and placing a compound wall barely slightly angled inside to the left. I like to alt look around just to see where I am. And you can place that one down. And this one should connect pretty closely to this other one. This placement is kind of scuffed, but you can't have anyone jump through that. After this one, we can come off the actual main gatehouse. Have it very, very parallel with that one. And then this one should line up a little bit better, like this. Same thing, come off the main gatehouse at the base. Place it parallel with that. And then a nice snug fit on this one. Now for this last side, place the gatehouse once again and place it parallel with that. Place that like this. And then fit the last compound wall. As I said, nothing has to be perfect. Just make it not people can jump through. And now that the compound's done, you can start by placing the last bit of honeycomb on the actual base. So place a foundation here, a floor up, and then walls all around on this side. I'll do that on the other 3 sides. So come right here. It would be 1 off the triangle on the back side. Foundation, roof, and then 2 walls around it. Same thing right here. Walls all around, and then on this last side, do the same thing. Floor, roof, and 2 walls. And that will be all for the honeycomb. Now you can place your furnaces or whatever you guys would like in the compound. Still gives you a lot of room in the compound to place anything you would like, even with the honeycomb. Just make sure you have enough room to run in between the furnace and your gaps. And now that everything's situated down here with all the externals and everything, we can expand our base up. Now start by honeycombing the second story. So you can come out here, placing all these walls, and then placing walls like this, coming out here, honeycombing this part, and then honeycombing this last middle inside part. Do the same thing on the outer parts. Fully wall those in, and then now place this wall, And then the rest of the honeycomb should go like this. You can place these 2 triangles like this on either side. And then this one in the center is going to be the jump up. So place a half height shelf on there. And then leave this as a frame. And place a full jump up to the shooting floor level like this, with either a garage door or a double door. Now on the center 2 triangles and squares, place roofs, and then seal this last part off. And right here on this side, this triangle you can wall in. And then in the center, create a 5-box loot room like this with a triangle off to the left. And I'll show you how to place this loot. Place 2 off to the right, and then you can have 1 snug from the triangle in. This can create a 5 to 6 box loot room. It depends how you place it. You can also put small boxes and whatever else you guys would like. Also on this side of the base, I like to have a vending machine here just to either flex loot or keep extra loot right there. So place a single door in the wall and then place a vending machine like that. And then you can also create a half height shelf on top of this, but I just didn't do that because this is almost enough boxes. Plus the ones combined in the starter, and you can also fit boxes on the floor in here. And that's basically it for the second story. Now we can expand up into the third story, which is the main shooting floor. Right across from us, this triangle is instantly going to be a jump up onto the roof. So start placing that. And then place a double door frame to the right and left side. As I said, place this straight up the roof. And then place a double door like that. And then place 2 double doors out the right and left side. And you can start by making your shooting floor. Now on the corners of the sides of the honeycomb, you could start by placing half walls and then filling those in and keep those half floored. Same thing here. Make those half walls. Same here. Make sure these are half floored. And then the last side, half floor, and then wall that. Now come to the outside on the actual honeycomb part and place a half floor and a low wall just to create this wide gap area. And then you can come out here and place frames all the way around. I recommend upgrading these to metal now, while it's not a hassle to come back out here later. And then place floors all around, and you should have this slight gap created by the half wall. Now go on the exact opposite side and do the exact same thing. Half floors, low walls, and then frames all around. Upgrade these to metal, and then place floors on top of here, created by this gap. Now for this side, place a full wall here, and finish the honeycomb on there. Same thing on this side, full walls on top of that. And then for these, you can place 2 frames, upgrade these, have a frame in the center, and then place a window like this. Now do that with all the sides. Window right there. Also, while you're at it, while you're running around, place floors like this in the triangles, and you can also upgrade these to metal and this outer portion. As you can see, you get a really nice wide gap angle here created by this half wall, low wall. Back to the frames. And then the last side with the frames. And then place triangles like this, just like we done the other side. Upgrade these to metal if you would like. And then you can place windows all around on these triangle portions. And then for this side, now this is where it's going to get interesting. Start by placing half walls right here, and then windows on top of here. Now place a floor, and then place a single door like this. Fill these windows off with windows, and then place a single door like this, and keep this hard side facing you. Now we're going to mirror that on the exact opposite side. So half walls, windows on top of here, and then a half floor, and then a single door up top. Put this like that. You can seal that roof off, and then place a single door like that on this side as well. So now when this is sealed off, when you put a ceiling here, this will create a nice roof peak up. So start by placing the square in the center, and you can seal off the rest of the shooting floor like this. And now all that's left is just to place the embrasures and the frames, so I'm going to do that right now. Now for the deployables on the shooting floor, you're going to want to place a mix of beds, turrets, and boxes in here. Start by placing a turret underneath the door peak and 2 beds right outside of the door. And then you can place a double box right here on both sides. This will give you the nice little crouch meta peek, with also having a head glitch peek with the frame in the center. Also, I'd recommend upgrading the entire shooting floor to metal, as raiders like to target the shooting floor as a weak point. Same thing over here, turret underneath the double door. And then beds like this right outside of the jump up. And then boxes like this right on the half height window peak. And now taking the jump up to the roof, this will be the final part of the base. Now for the start of the roof, start by placing triangles on this inner side of the 3. So this will be a nice little turret pod. And you can continue it on the back side. These can be a little tricky to place because you have this jump up behind you, but sometimes going below can help a lot as well. I would just place a turret here for now, and I would upgrade the floors to metal honestly. And then place the turret down on there. And for these corners, continue placing the frames up. Upgrade those to metal, and then place a floor like this with a half floor underneath it. This will give you a nice little head glitch peek off and give you more angles on the roof. Same thing over here. Continue the frames up. Put a floor there, and then a half floor right there. More frames up. Floor. Low wall. And then the last side. Continue it up. Floor. Low wall. And then you have 1 of 2 things you can do here. You can either create another turret pod like this and put a turret like this inside of here. Or the other alternative is to just leave this as low walls and create these to wood. And then you can place the center as a wind turbine with a double-sided triangle like this. I recommend the last option that we're doing right now, so I'm going to continue with it. But if you want more turrets on the roof, do the half floor option. And the reason we're using double triangle is because without this, the new update guarantees you that you can't place a windmill on one triangle. So come up here. And place that in the center of both triangles. Do the same thing over here. And then you can also place low walls on these, but I don't recommend it. Last thing I would do is place a box on either one of these sides or beds for roof respawns. And you'll see in a second, when you get up on the box, you have a really nice compound angle and a far out angle. And other than that, finish upgrading a roof. And that will be all for the tutorial. I hope you guys did enjoy, and thank you for watching.